Hi, mystery writers. I'm Zara Altair, and this is Mystery Fix, where we talk about writing mysteries to get your readers involved. And today I want to talk about showing versus telling, and I know all writers have heard this a lot, but I want to specifically address how showing can help your mystery engage your reader, because clues make up the small details in your mystery that point the detective and the reader toward the villain. And tiny clues are often the ones that bring a case to a close. So you want to plant those clues in your story without bringing attention to them, because you want to keep your reader guessing, turning those pages. And one of the best ways to hide those clues is with one of the best storytelling methods: show, don't tell. So as you write your mystery, you want to show what is happening through character responses, and these responses can be physical actions or dialogue, which you can think of as an action, and telling is just that. So let's look at some examples, because I want to show you how this works. So I'm going to give you some short tells and then illustrate how you can show the same thing. So here's the first tell. The temperature fell. All right, not too exciting. And then showing how the temperature is falling. Her nose stung and she squinted against the sunlight on the snow. And then another example is, he smelled garlic. And the show is, he hugged her tight and said, "Oh, the garlic special." And the tell, another tell, is, it was high summer. And showing is, the sand burned under her feet as she made her way to the ocean. So I know these are really simplistic, but I want to give you the idea of how showing brings the reader into your story in a way that telling just doesn't do. The temperature fell. It's like, okay. So, but I do want to point out that telling is not always a bad technique, and beginning writers especially can get trapped in this showing versus telling thing. So you can use telling for covering a time lapse between scenes, or covering a sequence of mundane events, because you don't need to show everything. Your story will drag down. So if your sleuth needs to travel to another town to follow up on a suspect, you don't need to show her packing, getting to the airport, going through security, getting on the plane, finding a taxi, etc., because you'll lose your reader. They'll be bored. So sum it up with something like, Kelly booked the first flight to Memphis to talk to Watson. So just be sure you know where you want to show action and when you want to get to the next important scene sequence. But showing is the door to reader attention, that's for sure. So while your reader is concentrating on your story and the actions and dialogue of characters, you display your clue right in the middle of that showing. Surrounding the clue with action or dialogue minimizes its importance at the time. So instead of telling your clue, hide it while you're showing what your character is doing. So let's use the same examples plus the clue to see how you get your clue in there in the showing. So once again, the temperature fell. But at the same time, you want to get a clue in. The suspect's footprints led to the woods. So let's put it all together. Her nose stung, and she squinted against the sunlight reflected on the snow beyond a trail of footprints, and then whatever comes next. And then the same thing, the tell. He smelled garlic, and then the clue, a notebook on the counter lay open with the victim's name. So, show. He hugged her tight and said, "Ooh, garlic special pizza," as over her shoulder he saw the victim's name in an open notebook on the counter. Let's try it with one more. The tell is, it was high summer, and now we want to put a clue in. The killer lost his beanie in the struggle. So now we're going to show both. The sand burned under her feet as she made her way to the ocean. She stepped on an old beanie to cool her soles for a moment. So I know these examples are simplistic, but they highlight how you can combine action and clues to show your reader the story point and then move right on. And the clue was in there, but it wasn't like the killer lost his beanie in the struggle. So readers, what I want to stress is readers are in for the ride. So give them action. Don't tell. Give them action. So mysteries are puzzles, and readers want to solve puzzles along with your sleuth. And unless they're reading a thriller, not a mystery, they're disappointed when they guess the villain before the sleuth does. So hiding your clue in the midst of showing helps downplay the clue until the moment your sleuth reveals the killer. So thanks for being here today. I'd like to invite you to join the Killer Writer List for more about writing your mystery from start to finish. And there's a link right below in the description. And also, I want to call attention to my sponsor, ConvertKit, which is email for creators. And so thank them. I love ConvertKit. It just gives me so much control over managing my email subscribers. So once again, join the Killer Writer List, and I will see you next time on Mystery